So we've finished getting the string on the spindle, and then getting the spindle on, or the spindle onto the stepper motor and tightening it up. Remember, we want to be really gentle with how tight we get this on. All we need is that it's tight enough so that it doesn't spin on the motor, and that's far less force than you might imagine. Now that we've got that done, what we're going to do is put this corner piece in, and to do that we'll go through just a quick inventory. We need 2 motor mounts, we need 4 20mm screws, we need 8 8mm screws, and 4 12mm screws. These are for the motor, these are for the side pieces, and these are for the 2 corner pieces. What I'll do here is just do it on a sample corner and you'll get the idea. So to get started, what we want to do is clean out these holes so that these screws go in fine, and you'll just start putting in these screws and loading them up with a nut loosely. And all it needs is just the nut put on so it can slide in the extrusion. So this just goes fairly fast. On these corner pieces, you'll actually want to use one of the 20mm screws from this side. And then push that through and put a nut on there. And again, the nut goes on just really loosely. So that's that. Give me a minute and I'll have everything else done. So you can just record this if you want. Okay, so we've got the motor here, and one of the first things that I did was to put in all of these screws just loosely, and it turns out that nuts work with the Musimi extrusion just fine. So you just put these nuts through, and tighten it up, and I'd probably tighten it a little bit loosely for the moment. But you just put it in. The one that's more interesting is you've got to get this vertical one down, and that takes a little bit more finesse. But push those in. There you go. And here what we're going to do is actually put this fairly high up to start with, because then we can do the motor and have plenty of slack on the string. One of the last things we'll do with the motor on is actually slide it down, and that will be our original, or the base tightening, and the last stage will be to use the tensioner that exists on the top. For the motor itself, what we do is reach through these screws and put the motor in this way. So this is how one of the corners goes together. And so here, when you get a corner together, this is how it looks. Again, what we've done is leave these pieces a little bit higher than we might normally, so that we can actually work on getting the string wound up and tightened right. And then once we have the string all right, we'll actually push this down in order to get the string tight, and we'll be on our way. So just do this 3 more times.